afternoon. Afternoon. Welcome. We will get going in on your backs. Okay, so let's go bottoms of the feet together. Knees open up wide, closing down the eyes. Rest one hand on the stomach, one hand will rest on the chest. Flat low back so it's flat on the mat. And then just start to breathe in and out through the nose. You're feeling that rise and fall of the belly, of the chest. Until your mind relaxes as we focus on that breath. And just bring those knees together, feet a little bit wider. So just maybe about hip distance apart. Bring those arms out to that field goal and drop the knees over to that right side. We'll go center to the left side and center to the right, center to the left. Let's go one more time. Just drop those knees over to that right side and hold it. Back to center and over to that left side. Back to center. Let's cross that right ankle over. Pull that knee ends up grabbing onto that hamstring, or maybe you reach for that shin. Pull that tailbone down, and then maybe hug that knee in a little bit more, just depending on how those hips are feeling. Not forcing anything. Let's lower that foot down. We'll keep that ankle crossed over, and then we'll drop those knees over to that right side. Left shoulder stays down. Then we'll bring it back to center. Switching sides. Let's cross that left ankle over. Hug that knee in, grabbing onto that hamstring. And maybe that chin. Even a little bit deeper stretch. And let's lower that foot down. Keep that ankle crossed, and then drop the knees over to that left side. Right shoulder stays down. And bring it back to center. And uncross it. Hug the knees in. Let's rock forward and back. Let's come to a seat first. Crossing those legs, sitting up nice and tall, reaching those arms up. Then exhale, we'll twist it over to that right side. So sit tall on that inhale. Exhale, deeper twist. Inhale, bring it back to center, reach the arms up. And exhale it to the other side. Bring it back to center, reach the arms up. Exhale, side stretch over to that right side. Kind of rotate it down like we're bringing our right or left shoulder kind of towards that left knee. So a little bit of a forward rotation. And then rotate it back open. Then we'll reach those arms up. Exhale to the other side. So reaching that right arm up and over. And then rotate it down just slightly. Inhale, open it back up and rise on up. Go ahead and plant those hands down. Come onto those hands and knees. Moving through those cat-cows. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round that spine, press the shoulder blades away. Pull that belly in, pull that tailbone down towards the mat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, round. Bring it to our neutral spine. We'll walk those hands forward. Really press those palms into the mat, pulling those arms towards each other, and then we'll soften that head down towards the mat. If the shoulders are feeling a little bit tight, maybe that head just hovers. Or maybe you can work towards bringing that chest down towards the mat. Then we'll slide forward onto the forearms. Coming into our forearm plank. Bring those feet a little bit wider. Just drop the heels over to the right. Center to the left. Center to the right. Center to the left. Center, right, center, left, center. Now from here, press the shoulders back, lift those hips high, and then walk those feet towards your hands. So we're pressing those hips up, pressing those heels down. Then slide those feet back, lower those hips down, point the toes, elbows pull back as we lift up through that top of the head. And we'll soften it down, hands come over or under the shoulders. Go and press it back into a child's pose. You can bring those knees as wide as you would like. Rest in here for a few more breaths. And then come back to the hands and knees. Cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And round. And lift. And round. Bring it to neutral. You walk those hands forward. Keep those hips high. Squeeze those hands down and towards each other as that head softens down. Lower those forearms down. Slide it forward to our plank. Heels to the right. Center. Left. Center. 2 more times each way. To the right. To the left. To the right. To the left. Back to neutral. Press those hips up. Walk those feet towards those elbows. And then slide those feet back. Drop the hips. Sphinx pose, so elbows pull back. Lift up through that top of the head. And we'll drop the head down, hands over the shoulders. And then again, press it back into that child's pose. And rest in that head. Then come onto those hands and knees. Step it back to plank. Hips up. Down dog. So slight bend in the knees. Press the tailbone up. Press the heels down. And we'll inhale on the toes. Bend those knees. Step those feet. Top of the mat. Half lift. And fold. And inhale, rise up. Exhale those hands to heart center. Inhale, bring those arms back up. Interlacing those fingers with that pointer finger and the thumb, then side bend to the right. Inhale it back up. Exhale it to the left. Inhale it back up. Release those hands as we fold. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Step those feet back to our plank. Shift that weight forward, lower down. Point the toes, lift the chest. So maybe cobra or maybe press it up to that up dog. Exhale, sending those hips up to the sky, down dog. And we'll inhale on the toes. Bend those knees, step those feet, top of the mat. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Interlacing those fingers, side bend to the right. Inhale it up, side bend to the left. Inhale it back up. Exhale, release those hands as we fold. Flat back on that inhale. And exhale, plant those hands. Stepping those feet back to our plank. Lower down. Inhale, lift. And exhale those hips up. Down dog. Let's move through that one more time. And come onto those toes. Exhale, step those feet, top of the mat. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale it up. Exhale it to the left. Inhale back up. Release the hands, fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, plant those hands. Step those feet back to our plank. Lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale from here. Just press those hips back to the heels. We'll come into a child's pose again. Maybe bringing those feet a little bit wider, a little more opening through those hips. And then come back to hands and knees. Step it back to plank. Hips up, down dog. Then come onto those toes. Step those feet behind the hands. Turning those toes out. Heels in. Sink those hips down to our chair. And hands come to heart center, driving those knees out. So you can do it with your elbows, but you still want to use those outer hips and those glutes to press those knees out as well. One more breath. And straighten those legs out as we fold. Slight bend in those knees. Find that flat back. Bend into that right knee twist. Left arm reaches up. Lower it down. Other side, bending into that left knee. Right arm reaches up. And lower that hand down as you fold. Half lift. And plant the hands. Step those feet back to our plank. Lower down. Inhale, lift. And exhale those hips to the sky, down dog. Bring those feet together. Inhale, that right leg lifts. Exhale, curl that knee to the nose. Step that foot through. That left hand is planted down. Hips are pressing forward as we twist. Right arm reaches up. Lower that hand down. Back heel spins down. Inhale those arms up. Warrior one. And into that front knee. Press that back heel down. And then straighten that front leg. Keep those hips nice and square. Reach the arms forward. Lower that hand down to the shins, ankle, or maybe all the way down towards the ground. And then plant those hands. Step it back to our plank. Vinyasa. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling that left leg up. Exhale, curl that knee to the nose. Step that foot through. Press the hips forward. Planting that right hand, twisting. Left arm reaches up. Lower the hand down. Plant that back heel. Inhale those arms up. Warrior one. Breathe here. Press into that back heel. Nice and strong, straight through that back leg. And we'll straighten that front leg, hips stay square. Reach the hands forward, hands to shins. Ankles are all the way down to the ground. And then plant the hands. Step it back to plank. Vinyasa. Exhale, down dog. Come onto the toes. Bend those knees, step those feet, top of the mat. Heels in, toes out. Sink it down. Chest is lifting. Back is nice and tight. Knees are pressing out. One more breath. And straighten those legs as we fold. Lengthen on the inhale. And exhale, plant those hands, stepping those feet back to plank. Vinyasa. Exhale, down dog. Feet together, right leg lifts. Curl that knee and step that foot through. Pressing those hips forward, twisting. Right arm reaches up. Lower the hands down, back heel spins down. Inhale those arms up. Straighten that front leg as we fold. And then plant those hands down. Step it back and vinyasa. Inhaling, that left leg lifts. Inhale. Exhale, step that foot through. Twisting, left arm up. Hand down, back heel down. Inhale those arms up. Straighten that front leg and fold. And plant the hands. Step it back. Vinyasa. And now inhale on the toes. Bend those knees, stepping those feet behind the hands. Heels in, toes out. Sink those hips down. Nice and low into that squat. Few more breaths. And straighten those legs. Okay, as we fold. Flat back, inhale, bend into that right knee, twisting, left arm reaches up. And down. Other side. And down. Just let the head, the arms hang nice and heavy. Maybe give it a little sway from side to side. And now bend into those knees, flat back. Let's rise all the way up to standing. Reach up tall, hips will press forward. Then exhale those hands to heart center. Okay, we're gonna pull that right leg is gonna be down. We'll pull that left knee up to the chest. Hands can just be on the hips. Pull that knee up as high as you can get it. Then we'll bring that knee out to the side. Then you can either do the toes on the ground, foot to the calf, or you can reach down, grab it, bring it to that inner thigh. Hands are at heart center, so maybe start here, finding that still spot on the ground to focus on. If you need a wall or something to help you balance, we're gripping those toes into the ground. Strong through that standing leg, flexing our right butt cheek. Then bring that knee forward. Send that foot back. So press through that heel. Try and rotate that left outer hip down. Big step back. Heels, left heel will stay lifted. Arms will reach up. Bend into that front knee. One more breath. And straighten that front leg as we fold. Hands to the shin, ankle, or all the way down towards the mat. And we bend into that knee. Reach those arms up. Back heel spins down. Tee out those arms. Warrior two. Lower that forearm down, reaching that left arm up overhead. So you can keep that arm on that leg, or maybe that hand comes all the way down inside that foot. Keep reaching long through that left hand. Inhale, rise back up, straighten that front leg. Flip that paw, reach it up and back. Then we'll re-tee out the arms. Slight bend in that front knee. Reach that right hand forward. Hand lowers down towards the ground. Left arm reaches up. And lower that hand down to the mat. Step it back to our plank vinyasa. And exhale, down dog. We'll come onto those toes. Step those feet, top of the mat. Half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, just bring those hands to the hips. Pulling that right knee up to the chest. Pull that knee up as high as we can get it, flexing that foot. We'll bring that knee out to the side and then plant that foot, ankle, calf, or that inner thigh. Sitting nice and tall. Hands to heart center. Shrug through that standing leg, gripping the toes, balls of the feet, heels into the mat. And then bring that knee forward, send that leg back, press through that heel. Rotate that right outer hip down. Big step back into that crescent lunge, reaching those arms up, bend into that front knee. And a little bit deeper. One more breath. And we'll straighten that front leg, flat back as we reach those hands forward, lower the hands down. Then inhale, bend into that front knee, reach those arms back up. That back heel will spin down as we tee out those arms, warrior two. I'll lower that left forearm down. The right arm reaches up overhead, big reach. And you can stay with the forehand on that knee, or you can lower that hand down inside that foot. And inhale, we'll rise back up. Straighten that front leg, flip that palm, reach it up and back. Then we'll re-tee out those arms. Keep that front leg straight, but with a teeny tiny bend in it. Reach that hand forward, lower that hand down. Right arm reaches up. And circle that hand down. Step it back. Plank. Vinyasa. And exhale, down dog. And now let's bring that right knee to that right wrist. Foot comes across. Left leg slides back into our pigeon. And just go and lower onto those forearms. Rest that head down. And relaxing here. Focus on that breath. And we do want to relax and let that hip open up, but just gently press into that right shin. Pull it back ever so slightly. Little stability while we're finding that mobility. And then come back to those hands, send it back to down dog. And we'll go to the other side. Left knee to that left wrist, foot comes across. Right leg slides back and lower onto the forearms. Again, rest that head down. So we'll press into that left shin and pull it back slightly. And then maybe walk that right foot back a little bit more. And then again, press the left shin down and back. And come back onto the hands. Sit off to that left hip. Okay, then we're gonna come find that wide leg seat. Okay. All right. And sit up nice and tall. You might even lift up and kind of rotate your hips back a little bit. Okay. So you're getting well, the top part of your hip is rotating forward. So an anterior pelvic tilt, but keep that back nice and flat. Plant those hands, draw those hands back as that chest is pulling forward. We want to keep those feet flexed and think we're trying to pull those feet apart. Stay with that breath. Again, lengthen out a little bit more. And then see if you can pull yourself down a little bit more. And then come back up. And bring those knees together. Roll on down to your backs. And just hug those knees and give a little rock from side to side. And we'll keep that right knee hugged in. Left leg will extend out long. And then with that left hand, guide that right knee across. Left arm just reaches out. And bring it back to center. Switching sides, hug that left knee in, right leg reaches out, and twist. And bring it back to center. Again, hug those knees in. And we'll round that spine, pull those the forehead to the knees, and then extend the legs out, arms overhead, reaching through the toes, through the fingertips. And then exhaling those arms down by the sides, palms will face up, shoulder blades walk together. Big breath in through the nose. And exhale, side out. Just completely rest here for these next few minutes. Begin to deepen your breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reaching those arms overhead, stretching fingertips down through those toes. And hugging those knees into the chest. Gently roll over to that right side. Maybe that right arm supports your head, that left arm just falls in front, completely resting on your side. And press yourself up into that seat. Sitting up nice and tall. Eyes remain closed. Taking that big breath in and out. One more time. And exhale. All right, blinking those eyes open. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful evening. And then we have power yoga tomorrow at 7 a.m. So hopefully you can make that. But otherwise, have a good one.